Once it's past Pele. For now, we are all yours. Also, let's see. Oh,
That's it.
Good.
Is there any time of the
Okay.
if you don't buy, but any time of the day, then bazokulinda phaa, then after 3 months,
Imoto ibekho imoto yangizophuma enye le. Oh, bazakwazi ubona ukuba bathathane ngelo xesha. Okay, masane no.
if I'm not enough to be 10 now, but then I'm trying to get a hold of it.
Cela ukuthi imoto iready. Kunolanda. Ndabona abantu abayizisa ngale moto.
Anifasitheni ukuthi umuntu ajike nemoto yakokwabo because iyafana nozothatha apha amsepha
Okay, fine.
because bebeyidrapha off.
That is all. I need like that. Uthiyani u-R1? Unantombozi. Unantombozi.
Hello Sihlalo.
Yebo,
Yebo Sihlalo uzwakali ngalana.
kutheni ungavakali?
Noma network but awuzwakali.
I wonder kutheni. Andikavakali? Kutheni? Hello? Hello? Andikavakali noma?
Siyakuva Sihlalo.
Sengigcine nini. Can we then get out? Thank you for that. Good afternoon, honorable members. Afternoon, our political head, Honorable Mama Unonhlanhla Khoza, the department, and our admin staff. I think we can agree that we can start our meeting. Is it fine?
Yes, Chair, let's start.
Thank you so much. Let me introduce myself with the powers vested. Because Honorable Sartboy Ntombela is not well, I have been requested to chair this meeting. Because Tunyiwe, I could not say no. So that is the reason why you are having me as the chairperson of the meeting. Can we then take the opportunity? Let me take the opportunity of welcoming all of you in our meeting, hoping our meeting will be the best meeting because it's not going to be the first meeting for the year. Can we then go for the apologies? Nomang?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have got apologies from Honorable Sarboy.
I can't hear you.
We have got apologies from Honorable Swartboy and Honorable Nkwanyana. Sihlalo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but your voice is too soft. It's Honorable Sartboy Ntombela and
Honorable Nkwanyana.
oh, boy too. No, thank you so much. They are both in hospital members. Our prayers are always with them because it was quite a long time. In fact, the two of them, I'm sure they're almost a week being admitted. We pray that you join. Thank you so
Honorable
much.
Chairperson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Honorable Kavenda.
Yeah, Chair, I'm in a bit of a remote area and I will stay on for as long as I can. If I do get cut off, then I will try and link in again.
Okay, dear, there's no problem. I will, as we go down, we will be in a position of accommodating you. I will check from you, Nomangwe, the constitution of the meeting. Are we correcting? Are we correcting?
Yes, we do correct, Sihlalo.
Thank you so much. Can we then go for the adoption of the agenda? With a show of hands, members. Honorable Mabacho.
Honorable Chair, I
Honorable.
move for the adoption of our agenda.
Thank you, Honorable Mbathatele. Honorable Dembe.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. I second the adoption of the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then it will be taking us for some short remarks from our NEC. I'm saying short because we have been with her. She has done some remarks. Our main purpose today is for the adoption of both the APP and the agenda and the budget. Over to you, MEC.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings to yourself, greetings to the honorable members, and also wishing those honorable members, Honorable Chairperson Nzwakazi Swarpo Ntombela and Honorable Nkwanyana, a speedy recovery. We hope to be with them soon. Chairperson, we, on behalf of a team led by the HOD, we had some time with the committee for presentation of the budget and the APP. As of now, we are here just to have a voice of the honorable members on what was presented. We understand, Chair, that the budget cuts we have experienced as a department might not work well in terms of the operational budget, which have caused some the operation budget has been mostly affected, as we know. It includes the cuts which have been made in the compensation of employees, which has been affected, and the area of goods and services has been mostly affected. So the department will not be able to fill all the critical posts as of now. Even in some years to come, we are crippled on that. There are critical posts which will not be able to be filled. Some of those critical posts were vacated due to natural attritions. Some were vacated due to deaths experienced. The budget cuts have affected even those home bodies. It is the same story, Chair. Nothing has been changed. Even the 2023-2024 budget has considered that. So as of now, we are experiencing that. We are experiencing the decline, which has been shown, 23%, kusukela ngo-2019, 2020. Kuze kube manje, there is a decline which is shown the budget here as a department. So you have like the EPWP fund, where you have the EPW fund as a conditional grant. The warm bodies are there, hence EPWP besiyifunda through ECOE after ukubona ukuthi the budget is less for it, the conditional grant is less for it. As of now, we have those warm bodies, but the EPWP conditional grant esinikezwayo, it is 28 million as of now, as opposed to what we had, AIU 48. So we are born with the warm bodies are there, but the budget has been cut. So with the less budget, where you don't know what to do with the warm bodies which are there, it's shy up beyond below the belt. So with all those, Chair, we hope that we are going to get support for us to be still standing as a department. It is due to your support, Chair. Your support as Social Development Portfolio Committee, the support of all oversight committees. And for you, without you, we wouldn't be where we are. But with all the comments, all the questions you ask, others very critical questions, but all those enhance ukusebenza kwe-department. So we appreciate you, Chair, for that. Today we have HOD and her team. They are going to do the presentation on our behalf, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansimande. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Members, I made a mistake before. There's something that I would have proposed before we go for the adoption of the agenda. Looking at the fact that the department is not only doing presentation today, they have done the presentation to us as the portfolio committee. What we would like them to do today, it's something new that is additional to what they have done. It's just for them to be specific and zoom in to those issues that they feel they are new to us as far as the APP and the budget is concerned. I want to say it as a proposal and see if you do agree with it.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Mbacha.
Chairperson. Greetings to yourself, Chair. Greetings to honorable members, MEC, and the support staff, the department. Chairperson, I agree with you 100% that the report has been presented to us. The only thing that we need to know from the department are the changes, if there are any changes due to cuts or any additions that has been allocated to the department, and how are they going to allocate whatever the finance has allocated to them. Only the changes, Chairperson, from what was presented before. But again, Chair, we have approved the agenda. Unfortunately, one did not see item 5. May I suggest that we refer item 5 to our next meeting, minutes of the previous meeting, that we do not discuss the minutes today. We discuss those minutes in our next meeting of the portfolio committee. Then we follow the agenda as it is, besides item 5. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Matakwele. I think she was supporting my proposal. At the same time, she is coming up with a proposal of deferring the minutes of the 7th to our normal portfolio committee meeting. Then, based on that area, can we then get somebody to support, a member to support on that deferral of the minutes of the previous meeting? Honorable Kembe.
Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Gopane. I'd like to support Honorable Mbatha for deferring the minutes of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Minutes of the 7th of February are deferred to our normal portfolio committee meeting that will be getting based on the scheduled meetings per month. Then it's taking us to bullet point number 6, the departmental reports that will be in line with the proposal done by the members and supported. We are handing over to you, MEC. You will allocate who will be responsible for whatever that we need to listen to.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, Honorable members of the Portfolio Committee, the Honorable MEC for the Department of Social Development, colleagues, good afternoon. We have presented the APP for the department before more than once before the portfolio committee. So what is new? Honorable members will recall that at some point the committee had an engagement with the community of Gamalake in the South Coast. And when the committee had engagements with the community, there were issues that were raised. Amongst them that were key aligned to social development was the issue of the use of and abuse of substances by the communities. So we then strengthened in our planning the target with regard to number of people reached through substance abuse prevention programs. We have then increased that in the presentation, in slide 42, we have increased the target for around that area of Ugu in order to ensure that though the committee government is responsive to the issues that are raised by the communities and the value of actually engaging with the communities. So that is what is a change based on what we presented before as a response of the bilateral between the committee and the communities out there. Those were the changes, but the rest of the issues are more or less the same as we presented. We did review also some of the data elements. For example, with regard to the social relief of distress, we don't have we have less budget this financial year, so our targets is a little bit below compared to what we presented before. And then I think it's important also to show the portfolio committee that we advertise for 63 positions in the department, and then we are saying in this financial year those 63 positions will be filled. Some are starting on Monday the 3rd. I think that's basically that. Otherwise, the rest of committee members, based on our previous presentations, is still the same. We haven't changed the mission, the vision of the department, but it's important to indicate that we still have pressures in terms of the allocation, as the Honorable MEC has shared with you. So that's what will make us to actually struggle a lot going forward, even in the next financial year. We did, there were some adjustments that were made, and were able to receive 37,065 through that process. But as we speak today, the team from finance are actually trying to ensure that there are payments that are made in order to ensure that we are saved based on that allocation that was given to us. But for the financial year ending today, I have the Mrs. Banza with me, honorable members, who is the director responsible for management accounting, who is going to say a few words from finance point of view. We do not have the CFO because he's trying to ensure that payments through the system are finalized as it is the end of the financial year. I'm sure there will be a few issues that you would like to comment on. Maybe before Mrs. Mpanza, let me check with the Chief Director responsible for strategy and systems if there are few matters to comment on before we go to finance. Thank you.
Greetings to the Honorable Chair and Honorable Members and the MEC, and thank you, Eshoti, and greetings to colleagues. Despite all the challenges that we have in terms of our budget, we've tried to ensure that we align ourselves with the priorities of government and ensure that the services are rendered to the poor and the vulnerable within the constrained environment. And we're working hard with our external stakeholders as well to ensure that wherever we fall short in terms of our budget, they assist us so that in as much as possible, communities out there receive services. It's going to be a difficult year, but we will work very, very hard to ensure that the commitments that are made to the public of KwaZulu-Natal are indeed fulfilled. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Over. The next one.
Thank you very much. It's Mrs. Mpanza, the Director responsible for Management Accounting in the department. Thank you, Ms. Mpanza.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. Greetings, our MEC and HOD and all colleagues. From the finance point of view, a few comments can be made in terms of the budget decline for the department, which is also evident in the coming MTF. As a department in the current year, we did work hard and made rigorous decisions in terms of trade-offs since there were financial constraints. But we also appreciate the support of the portfolio committee, as HOD has indicated that we did receive. The bill was passed yesterday, and 37 million and 65 was allocated to the department. Although our pressure, which we were projecting, was around 64 million, as you will see when I present the budget outline. So half of our problems will be solved. But then also this is indicative that when we start the new financial year, we will be experiencing pressures then going forward. But we have worked hard in terms of reprioritizing our budget, and there were no holy cows in us making sure that all savings realized will go to priority areas. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members of the committee. We are done from our side. This is the APP and the budget for 2023-2024 financial year. Thank you.
Members, here is the presentation. Can you have a bite on it? It is all hands. Honorable Governor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Greetings to the MEC, HOD officials there, and our honorable colleagues. Chair, I hear the presentation that was made, and I am particularly concerned about the payments to NGOs and NPOs. Whilst the department talks about providing services to our people, we find that payments to the NPOs has been very erratic, to say the least. And I've been getting lots of complaints from NPOs who are not getting their payments on time. Now, Chair, can we have some kind of assurance that the department will ensure that the NPOs get paid on time, and this does not become a recurring problem throughout the next financial year? Thank you, Chair.
Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Governor. Honorable Tembe.
Batacele.
Okay, you will be the last one. You'll be at the end. Let me first take Utembe.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good afternoon, Honorable MEC, Honorable members, and the officials present. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. I don't want to repeat what Honorable Governor has said because I concur with every single word that he has, so I will not repeat what he has said. My worry a lot is I understand that with the budget, you have to sort of align the APP when it comes to the budget. But sometimes I think when we do that, it gives an impression that things have been sorted out, but the problem is that the APP were lower than before to match the budget. I don't know how, though. It's almost as if we need to keep in check that things are still really hectic on the ground. And if APPs keep lowering, we don't want the assumption that things are working when they really aren't. We know that there are budget cuts, and we know that the APP has to align with the budget, but we also don't want the false impression that things will be done and done accordingly when there is a big problem. I don't know whether it's just to remind us that, we must still sort of fight for, Treasury for a proper budget, that things are really hectic on the ground and the budget shouldn't be cut, that, social development is really struggling. My problem, as always, is just the APPs are never correctly aligned to what we are seeing on the ground. But thank you so much for the presentation and all the hard work of the officials. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Tembe. Honorable Mbatacele.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, HOD, MEC, and the team for the report. Chair, I also wanted to check. I think the previous speakers have covered me, but my question, Chair, is the same of the payment to NPOs and NGOs. We have received a long list of 100 NPOs that were not paid. Can the department tell us, are they going to pay the NPOs? Because we are living with these people where we are. We need to give a proper report. If they are not going to be in the position to pay those NPOs and NGOs, what is Plan B from the department? Again, the question of filling of critical posts. We are told that you are not going to fill all critical posts. Then what plan do you have in place if you are not going to fill those critical posts? I understand that you have advertised 63. I think the critical posts that are not going to be filled are not these 63 positions. Then what is it that you are going to do in order for the people to receive service delivery properly, a chairperson? The sensitive one is that I would like to know, due to budget cuts, is there any retrenchment that we can expect as the portfolio committee? If you can tell us that. If no, no. If yes, yes. We need to prepare ourselves on this one. It's painful, Chair, on the issue of EPWP. If previous years you had 48 million, now you have 28 million, and the warm bodies are there. I'm not sure whether you have a plan as to what is it that you are going to do with the others that, since you don't have enough money now, are you going to cut the contract? Or if it's not easy to respond now, maybe you can respond in our next meeting, official meeting of the portfolio committee. Chair, that's the problem or the worry and the concern that I have as a member of this portfolio committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mbatacele. Is there any other member? Okay, in the absence of any other member, I wish. Yes, we appreciate the additional report that has been given to us, but it's creating another can of worms. When you are saying there's a reduction under the SRD, how are you going to say this person is no longer qualifying for this? How are you going to manage that situation? Because this is I don't know whether it's a grant or what. It's something that is talking to the social situation of those specific people. Now there is a reduction. How are you going to cut the number of your beneficiaries? That is number two. Then there is this second adjustment that has taken place, and you are saying you have received 37 million, and yet your projection is 65 million. That's another issue. What step have you taken in the line of a reprioritization of your of the department or some other departments would talk of the rationalization plan, your situation seems to be going far below than what it's supposed to be. We know what we are dealing with. Your department, it's the department that is highly bombarded by the social ills in a very, very, I would say, hard way. Now I am seeing the cuts and cuts, but for us as the portfolio, it would be nice to see the situation the way you are seeing it. Your way of seeing it will be you coming up with a reprioritization plan based on what you are having. And it should be a realistic plan that will be in a position of following it up. I will link that one with the issue of the NGOs. In our last meeting that we had on the 7th, you said those NGOs that were not paid, I think at that time, I don't know what it was, 200, they were going to be paid the following day. But today, we want to check if all the NGOs that were supposed to be paid have been paid. In the look of things, with the reduction of the budget, with the situation you are living in, how do you see yourself in case that you have not paid them? How do you see yourselves paying these NGOs? I think there was also, how do you talk to the issue of the S&Ts? Because S&T, because there was that 56.8 million, and you said you are no longer going out because of the crime and some other issues that are making it difficult for you to go out. I just want to check if you had at that time that 56.8 million, how have you made it to be of value to you in your reprioritization or in your way of mitigating the situation that you are faced with? For now, I think those are the questions. If you are capable of answering now, it's fine. If you will be answering in our next portfolio committee, still it will be fine because we're not going to force you. Kodwa andiboni ukuthi ngathi into eyenzeka phambi kwenu kunibe nobunzima bokutsho into ukuthi this is what you are going to do. Kodwa ningangaziphenduli zonke. Eyokuba njengangoku ama-NGO abhatelwe agqitywa okanye awagqitywanga, and your plan, we would like to know that one. Thank you. Over to you, anything?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for all the questions and comments. Chair, I'm with you in what you are saying about the NPOs. In fact, the NPOs should be receiving their funds at the end of the day, because they get. Chair?
I'm listening.
Yes, the NPOs get their share at the end of the day after they have done work for the department. And the NPOs have signed the service level agreement with the department. So they should get their share, fair share at the end of the day. The HOD and her team have just devised other strategies in ensuring that we do better in this coming financial year, 2023-2024. So I think with the hiccups we had will be history after devising all these strategies. The HOD will tell us about them. And we by the look of things, Chair, we can see that we are moving, especially when you talk of the SRD, we will be moving with the most of the time AMA accruals. from the current financial year ephela namhlanje towards the new financial year. And of course, the reprioritization needs to be done within the department. So the person who stands in for Udlagadla will tell us about it. And we want to assure you that everything will be smooth and running after all what have been effected, as HOD is going to tell us about the strategies and everything moving forward. Over to you, HOD.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Thank you, Honorable Members, for the questions and the concerns that you're raising for clarity from the department. Maybe the fact that Honorable Members are aware of and is also a concern are the issues of the budget cuts. Because when in 2023-2024, 570.264 million, that was a cut. So you find that as we experience budget cuts, the issue of social ills do not say now that there are budget cuts, there won't be social ills. The demand for social development services gets higher day by day. So that's a challenge for us. Same applies to the issue of social relief of distress, as the Honorable Chairperson was raising that concern to say if the target, the number goes down, then what will happen to other people who should benefit from SRD? So that's the challenge we're facing with as the department. For example, when we get to the budget cuts, you find that in the main, our offices across the province are 128. So you find that some of the pressures we have are around property payments, so under goods and services. So those pressures, they remain there, whether the budget is there or is not there, because there are contractual agreements that we have with the service providers that are taking care of our buildings and across the province, which are 128, as I indicated. So that's the pressure and the demand for us. We need to honor those contractual agreements. Same applies with the service level agreements that the Honorable MEC has alluded to, that we have signed with the non-profit organizations. You find that we have those SLAs and we need to actually honor and pay the NPOs. So what we have done, we have written to the provincial treasury for them to assist us in terms of ensuring that we do tranche payments to the non-profit organizations, and we also do the risk assessment, because there are those NGOs or NPOs that are well established and they have minimal risk in terms of finance management, that we can pay them in tranches, so that you don't have to worry each time it's month end to run around in terms of ensuring that they get paid. And that will also assist us in terms of the pressures that we have. So we did write to...
Sorry, HOD. I don't want you to go further. Specifically, we are closing this year, financial year. Before you have some strategies for the outer year, we want to check to date, are you having some NGOs that are not paid? If you can answer that question, and then your strategies, if that is if they are paid, it's fine. If they are not paid, it's a problem. So if you can answer us from there.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The NGOs have been paid. Like today, there is a special run, and some of the allocation, the mandate we received based on the recent the alignment the allocation that we received yesterday through the adjustments. As the CFO is not with us right now, they are processing the payments. So those that will be paid today, as it's in Friday, they will get their monies on Tuesday. But we are communicating constantly with the NPOs in instances where there are challenges. But from outside today, there won't be NPOs that have not been paid, because even last week, there was a special run that Treasury supported us with, so that we are able to pay the NPOs, and we prioritize them because there are other creditors as well that we need to also pay. So the NPOs have been paid, Honorable Chairperson. I must indicate that other than that, you see, we need the Treasury give us the 8.3% of our budget in each month. But looking at our creditors, the NPOs that must be paid, you find that now it means that we need to use more than 8.3% per month. That's why then when we process payment, then there will be technical glitches in terms of the money not going through, because we have then gone beyond the 8.3%. But when you look into the actual budget for NPOs in terms of the service level agreements, you find that we are within what we are, because there are contractual agreements. We are within in terms of what we have allocated to the NPOs. But the system of ensuring that there is payment, it then gets affected by the budget cuts, and we can't pay them on time. So we strongly believe, Honorable Chair, honorable members, that through tranche payment, we will resolve the payment, the challenge of not paying NGOs on time. I must indicate that we have benchmarked with other provinces. We're the only province that do not pay NGOs through tranches. Gauteng, they even pay them like 2 tranches per annum, which means that they'll pay them in April and then in October. So there isn't that month to month, every month, that month end you need to process payments and so on. Then it gives that relief to NGOs as well, so that they're able to plan and also do their work accordingly. I think I tried to summarize, Honorable Chair, in terms of that matter.
It's not talking to us. It's not talking to us. If you are saying by tomorrow they will be paid, when we left you saying by tomorrow all those NGOs that were having a problem, they will be paid. Now I just want to check, if we are talking of all of them getting paid, are you talking of and what do I call it? When to the total number when we were having a meeting on the 7th, the total number of these NGOs that you are paying now, are you dealing with that 200 that you said it's not paid? I'm not sure whether it was 200 now. It was not paid on the 7th. So that we are in a picture, as you are supposed to be paying them on monthly basis, not on tranches. You are having a situation where you are unable to pay them, and yet you have signed an SLA with them. How are they going to trust you when a month is going to go away without them paying, and yet they are the ones who are doing the services for the department? Previously, we said, because you have got that huge number, I don't know, it's 6,000 NPOs, we said seemingly a huge amount is going to the NGOs. If now this huge amount that we're talking of is not going to these NGOs, until today you are being saved by this second adjustment, I'm trying to check, are you in a situation where you see yourselves being able to pay these NGOs, be it on monthly or on tranches? Your situation,
Can I get
equal.
Can I get in, Honorable Chairperson? The Honorable Chair, the Honorable Chair is correctly so having a concern with what happened last month. The issue the Honorable Chair is raising is in connection with what happened last month, whereby the department fell short of payment of 120 NPOs. That one, Chairperson, we want to assure you that on the 3rd day of the month, the following month, those NPO, all of them, 600 of the NPOs were paid. for the month of February. The concern the honorable members are having as of now is in connection with the payment of this end of the month, which is March. So that's what the HOD is assuring us on, that the payment for March, end of March, will be done. As we speak today, they are doing it. Udlagadla, hence Udlagadla is not here with us. He is doing that, and we want to assure the chairperson that all the NPOs, 600 of them, by the 2nd of this month, all of them, 600 of them, will be paid due to the support we received yesterday from the Treasury. We want to assure you, Chair, that we will be able to pay all of them. Thank you.
Chair, maybe because before I respond, I add to HOD, Honorable MEC, the issue is in our last meeting as the portfolio committee, there was a report which were presented to us that 115 or 20 NPOs were not paid. Then now the question is, have you paid that 120 NPOs? I understand the issue of 600, including that 120, but thina sifuna ukwazi ukuthi lo ya 120 esasiushiye nithi anikhonanga ukukhokhela ngenxa yenkinga ethi usukhokhelwe na?
Chairperson, through you, Chair, the HOD on that day gave you an assurance, and they committed themselves that within the second day of the month, the following month, that 120 NPOs will be paid. Definitely, those 120 NPOs were all paid, which amounted to 600 NPOs. In total, we have 600 NPOs which are being assisted by the department. All 120 of those NPOs were paid. And as of now, we are looking forward to the payment of the 600 NPOs in this month, which is March. By the end of March, all the 600 NPOs, I want to assure you, they will get paid. Thank you.
Thank you. As long as we are, the total number of the NGOs are equal to our pace, where we will not be having a problem that will have to be scratching. Where do you get these monies to pay these people? At least bona kungcono ningakwazi ukuba nibanciphise. Kodwa ningekwazi usesengxakini ukuthi nizobanciphisa kanjani abe-SRD. Kodwa wona ama-NPOs nisengakwazi ukuwanciphisa xa nibona into yokuthi amandla eninawo kunzima into yokuthi mawabe ayayimanage i-situation yokuthi babe zi-extended hands zethu. Because according to the act, they are our extended hands. Alikho ixesha lokuthi sithi sabacontractor ukuthi kanti asikwazi ukubabhatala. To avoid i-situation enjengaleyo, ukuba ngaba njengangoku ninawo amandla equal to 600 wama-NPOs. As we are closing this financial year, come April, end of April, we are not going to have a situation that will be talking of you being unable to pay them. It's fine. But njengangoku singaqhubeka ke siye phambili.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. There is this part that we want to clarify, but maybe it will not be for this meeting. Maybe in the next, in our next engagement with the committee, so that we take the committee through what caused these challenges where you find that the payment cannot be processed. I think it may not be for this meeting, but so that we take you through, and then you can see where the challenges are, because at times you find that the payment has already been done in the system, but it can't get through to the NGOs. Then it gets delayed maybe to the next run and so on. The issue of 8.3% that I spoke about. But we would like to present that to you in our next meeting. It's safe to indicate that if the provincial treasury has been engaged and they are willing to support us, and they were what they committed. We had a meeting even yesterday with them. They said they want to also consult their national treasury and also benchmark in other provinces to make life much easier for us. Thank you very much, Chair. With regard to the filling of the critical posts, in fact, honorable members, the vacancies, we have 434 vacancies. These vacancies were caused by the issues around natural attrition, those that retired to pass on because of COVID-19 and so on. But the budget cuts made it impossible for us to fill the 434. So you find that the budget cuts even affected the salaries of the warm bodies. So if a person passes on, you can't even see that there's a vacancy, because he's earning what is not there. So as we looked into reprioritizing with the provincial treasurer, we came up with the number 63 of the positions to be filled. So we are confirming that as we start the new financial year, the 63 officials will assume duties in the Department of Social Development. So that's where we are, but it's not all the posts that we need. But in terms of reprioritizing, we ended up having these positions, which is a challenge to us. And another challenge, honorable members, is the issue of even other categories, which are like child and youth care workers, nurses, and so on in our facilities that we cannot fill because of that challenge. And also the positions of accounting clerks or admin clerks to admin support, to actually support the core business of the department. With regard to the issues of S&T, we, as the department, we approved the Scheme B program in terms of the use of personal cars to do official work. So we have been able to actually monitor our officials because in the most production or operational officials who must work under the supervision of their supervisors, and we are able to actually monitor that, and it's helping us because they can do the work. As you know, that the majority of our officials are women drivers, so they were victims of car hijackings and so on. So that's then they will obviously claim through S&T for the work that they've done using their own transport. Maybe the issue of the reprioritization plan, we can share with the committee in our next meeting, because we have shared that with the provincial treasury in our meeting with them yesterday on our reprioritization plan. But we've gone to such an extent where there's nothing we can do any further because you see when the cut is to the bone and there's nothing that you can still do. But we strongly believe that with the little we have, we'll do our best to deliver the services that are required in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and that is not enough if the resources are not there. I think I can stop there, honorable members. Thank you.
Members, that is the report from the department. Can we come up with resolutions?
maybe before the chairperson, can I?
Again.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Yes, thank you. In terms of the EPWP, which is allocated as of now, 28 million, I've been given an assurance by the department that there won't be any retrenchment because they are going to utilize the COE fund just to balance that, because it will be a sad day if we can say that it has led to AMA retrenchments. It can be really a sad day for our communities. Our communities are struggling, Chairperson. So we try by all means that the budget cut should not affect the service delivery. We try by all means, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MEC, for dealing with a very, very difficult situation. We are talking of COEs. You are having 443 vacancies. You are only coming up to employ 63, if I'm correct. And then we have got the issue of the EPWPs, as you are explaining. Can we then, as the committee, get your say that reprioritization plan, and in it you indicate which of your indicators have been affected in your reprioritization, so that as we conduct our oversight, we don't look for something that is not funded. We deal exactly with what you have now came up with after you have seen the situation you are faced with. That is the resolution I think we must have as a committee. The second one, it's for you to share the payment of these 600 NGOs, stroke NPOs, whatever we may call it, which I have said they are our extended pains as far as the Act is concerned, to show us that they are really paid. We are trying by so doing not to have today's meeting and then niqinisekise into yokuthi njengangoku engekho ubani uyobhatala bona ngenyawo zakho yoma ekhawuntarini yobabhatala xa sesibuya kwi-meeting elandelayo, okanye before sibuye kwi-meeting, because aba bantu bayasi-challenja kwi-media, and then sizibone thina singamaxoki as the members of the committee, because xa sifika kuni nithi into ukuthi kuza kwenzeka oku. Then xa sesibona an eruption of bona besithi ababhatalwanga, it was very, very much damaging to integrity ye-committee. On the other side, saziba kwenzeke nje kwangapha, but in reality and actual fact kwakuvela oku bekuvela. So sicela into yokuthi lana loma resolutions oyi-2 abe anokwazi uba niwathumelele ukuthi awazoyilinda i-meeting elandelayo, wona maweze ukuze sithi siyofika kwi-meeting elandelayo sesikwazile uku-interacta nani ngawo, so that on the day of the meeting that we'll be having, we'll be talking of something that we something that we have agreed upon and has implemented. I think, members, having said that, if we can go to our agenda, Nomangu. Our agenda, Nomangu, Nongu, who is there? Can we then proceed to 6.3, where we are voting on the final budget? we are siyayibona yonke lento nje siyazibophelela thina siyozingenisa ejele straight. We are voting on the final budget. Siya kuyo ke njengangoku. Irrespective, the final APP and the final budget of 23-2024. Siyazibona isimo esijongene naso. Kodwa ndicela into ukuthi ngosingene sizibophelele based on what you have said, and as we are asking for these resolutions nathi sifuna siyazi ukuthi sikwayicala lingapha siyapasisa kwayicala lingapha nani niyalekelela into ukuthi the documentation that is talking to what you have done ikhona. So members, I will check from our legal person umama uKhuzwayo asicebise ukuthi how do we take it, how do we do it, do we do it individually as a person or we do it as a party? At the same time, can we say both APP and both the budget, we are adopting it? Over to you, Ms. Khuzwayo.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we'll be voting on both the APP and the budget, and members will have to vote per member, not per party. So, yeah, there's a list of those that are in the platform and those that are in the venue will have to vote individually. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much. Can we then start with those who are on site? Then we will be dealing with those who are virtual after have finished those who are on site. Honorable members, mention your name, your surname, and your party, and then you go for voting.
Honorable Mbatha-Cele of the African National Congress, I support both the budget and the APP. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Mambateni. Next.
Honorable Eldin Ngubane, ngiyavota ngivotela i-budget ne-APP. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you, Chairperson. Honorable Mtshali of the EFF, support the APP and the budget.
Thank you so much. Next. I won't be in a position of knowing those who are on site unless you say, no, we are done with those on site so that I go to the virtual ones.
We are done, Chair.
Thank you so much. You will name those who are on virtual. I want to know them. Can I get the list? Members on virtual, this is the time for us to vote for the APP and the budget. Can you go to that? Who's empty? Who is empty? Mabat.
Yebo. Yes, it's Honorable Mabathu Dembe. I support the budget and reluctantly support the APP, but I do support the budget and the APP. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else is on virtual beside myself?
Honorable Governor. Honorable Governor.
Okay, Honorable Governor. No, Honorable Governor made her statement. So based on that, I would say he is part of us as far as the adoption and the adoption of both APP and the budget. Nguni, ngaba si right ngolo hlobo?
Yes, Chair, he had indicated that he will be supporting both, but we'll have to double check later.
I am leaving it with you and Nonku for the finalization because he did indicate to us. Then I will come also. So. Yes. Nomakiki Majola, I also support both APP and the budget of the department. Honorable, there is our Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Nonzwagazi Swartboy, Elele Ebedin, Espelele, now Yanai. Honorable Swartboy.
Honorable Chairperson, I support the budget.
Only the budget.
The budget and the APP, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, sis. And I think we are done as far as the voting of the APP and the budget is concerned. Is there any other issue, members? Eningathanda ukugqitha kuyo phambi kokuba sivale umhlangano wethu?
No, Chair, we are covered. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Nisincede ke department ningayosiqekethisa into engeyiyo. Ngoba ngokufuneka sihambe sokuqeketha siqeketha ngale budget. Siyanicela ke ningasiqekethisa into engeyiyo ngoba sesiredi yoqeketha MEC. Siyokusupport. Xa ngaba bedlala ngawe ngoba kuthulula wena thula nje tu. Sawuyoqeketha ngapha silethe sibuyele kubo thina ecaleni.
Siyabonga sihlalo. Siyabonga. On behalf of the department, sihlalo sicela ukubonga kakhulu support yenu. And the signed documents, Chair, are with us here. They are handed over the member of the portfolio committee, Honorable Mbatha-Cele. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Asithethi into ke manzimande sibonile izinto emaphepheni. Nisithi nibuyisa abantu bengubo. Sisaka sibetha kule debate siya kuyo ke asizungena kuzo ingubo ezo kodwa nizibonile nani uba sisayophendula lonto. Kulungile ke I declare this meeting closed. Sichiseni ngoba
nesizakali. Babuya bonke sihlalo kuona wonke ama department abantu ithi into mababuyiswe abangaholi behlele emakhaya njengoba behlele emakhaya sihlalo for your information bade bakukhumbuze makuphela unyaka bathi asitholanga imali yethu yantoni ye leave besho bene leave vele kodwa bakukhumbuze bathi I leave imali ye leave asiyitholanga ngoba siyithathile I leave so ke bahola nje baze bathola I leave behlele emakhaya. Ngiyabonga.
Isincede ngedocument leyo xa siqeketha sibe nento echoyo into ukuthi nibabona bebuyile nje it's because of this supporting document singabethwa singenzanga nto. I declare our meeting closed. Mababuye basebenze ningabasi ko blanket kule game.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you for wishing me.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Phila ke nizwa ke buya apha sidinga lo ndawo hleli kuyo sicela ubuye njengangoku. Phele weekend usekhayeni. Kodwa ungaqhweshi.
Yes, you're